going today, my puppet dragons? Hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button to become a badass. Alright, today I have a sort of a requested video. Somebody asked me about, I won't name names that way you don't know who did it. Let me get the word because it's kind of hard to pronounce. Reducetarianism. Reductarianist? Or what the fuck is it? Okay. Flexitarianism. I can't even say the words, and now these are new things I gotta fucking learn. Okay, so this has to do in regards with what we eat and eating less meat, reducing your carbon footprint, but not full out going 100%, hey, I'm vegan, I don't eat animals. Because these people, one, they don't want to say that they're plant-based, even though I thought that this is what plant-based meant, is that you eat mostly plants, and then, but sometimes you don't because you don't want the stigma of saying you're vegan but then not eating vegan stuff. Okay, so there's that weird thing is that we've had to make another term for it, even though that's what I thought plant-based was already an alternative to veganism, so that way if you still wanted to do that stuff, still wanted to, you know, participate in the eating of animals or animal byproducts, you could, but you'd say, hey, I'm plant-based. But apparently there's new terms. Reducetarian slash flexitarian. And then I asked this person, I was like, are you gonna start calling yourself that? And they were like, fuck no. So apparently it is a term that is being, say, thrust upon them, as they said, because I was like, who is gonna want to call themselves like, oh, I'm a reducetarian. So like, yeah, sometimes I'll eat meat. It's not gonna happen. So my thoughts on this. This I find to be, in some ways, well, the fact of the term, the idea of it, I think is great because anything less we do to stop hurting animals and exploiting animals is wonderful, and anything less we do to, or more we do by doing less to, you know, help our carbon footprint and help the environment is wonderful. It's wonderful. Like I say, like, not everybody is strong enough to go vegan overnight. You're just not, okay? I'm a badass, so I mean, you know, I did it. But that's not to say I haven't had some very excruciating hard days. It's true. If you go overnight, it's fucking hard. So for those of you that are like, well, maybe I don't want to become a full-blown vegan right now, anything you do to reduce is definitely beneficial. People always think it has to be all or nothing. I feel that way personally because of all the things that I felt that I contributed to throughout my life, of how, I don't know how to say it. I feel like I look back and think it was disgusting of like how I was just like, fuck yeah, shrimp, fuck yeah, cheeseburger, fuck yeah. Like, I love meat. I'm a girl who loves meat. And I thought I was being cool, being different, being one of the girls who ate like meat and everything. Because like you always see like when girls go on dates, they order a salad and they're like, girls don't eat on dates. And it's like, don't eat on dates because like you don't want to get sick on a date, okay? So, and then you obviously know when you know more about eating animals, your likelihood of getting sick when eating animals is through the roof, so it's way more likely. So it's just common sense. Ladies are smart. That's what the reduction of that is that ladies are smart. But anyways, so I have personal issues with having bought tons of leather in my life and all these things and being very exploitative of the things because I didn't give a shit. I don't care. I don't have money for this. I don't do that. This is how I am. This is what I do. And so it's my own personal, say, issues with the system at hand. And that's why I am so strictly vegan. I am as vegan as I possibly can be within reason of practicality, although sometimes I even push that out of the means. Like when I was traveling, I really push it as much as possible, but I'd rather starve than do that at this point in my life. It just, I don't know. I've done enough in my life to know that like, I could starve for a few days and I'll be fine, you know, whatever. So, that being said, the reducetarian thing. I want to talk about this in the aspect that it's people who aren't willing to fully commit to it. I find it completely hilarious that people are so afraid to commit to what kind of food they will eat, but they are not afraid to commit to an entire person for the rest of their life and get married. Like, how many people are so willing to get married, but if you ask them to be like, hey, can you give up meat for the rest of your life? They're like, no! Never! No! I could never see that happening. But they don't have the slightest idea of saying, like, hey, maybe this person, you know, is great for you right now, but they're not going to be with you forever. You're like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm going to marry him anyway. Like, I'm going to marry him because I love him and I believe that, da 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 da. So it's so, I find it so bizarre that you can 100% commit to a person who is ever growing, ever changing, but yet committing to, like, the food you put in your body is like a no. So I guess that's what I have to say on my thoughts on it. But this person also said that Veganuary is happening, so people are doing all vegan in January, or at least attempting to. Somebody's texting me, sorry. Let me see what else they said. So there's a lot of people who are doing Veganuary who are like attempting at a whole month of veganism, whereas like in their normal life they don't necessarily eat a ton of meat. And I feel like a lot of people who actually say that, like, oh, I don't really eat a ton of meat or a ton of cheese, actually eat a lot more than you think you do. Because even for a certain point of my life, like I was like, I don't really eat a lot of this stuff. And then when I look back at how much I was eating, it was like an incredible amount. Pardon me. Is because it's really the byproducts where you're taking it in ways that you don't understand that you're taking in, like having a candy bar, you're having milk, there could be other stuff in there that you don't even know. If you have, you know, there's just like, even if you just have candy, like there's gelatin, you're eating milk, you're eating bones of cows, you know? So there are a lot of ways in which you are taking it in if you haven't been well versed on veganism, you're actually taking in a lot more animal products or byproducts than you think you are taking. So, that being said, I understand that, but I also think that this is how I feel about it. Yes, you can reduce, and I think that's a great way to do it. It's great. It's a great thing. Ultimately, the healthiest thing for your body is not putting that stuff in there. You can watch documentaries like Cowspiracy, What the Health. You can read the book How to Not Die by Dr. Michael Greger. You can, what are some of the other, check out the documentary Racing Extinction. There is the other one by the guy that made Gasland that's called How to Love the World, or How to Save the World and Love Everything Climate Can't Change. There's a lot of things in there that is very eye-opening, and honestly, even the new Netflix series that just came out, I haven't watched it all, and obviously it's not necessarily vegan, at least from what I'm watching. Like, I'm watching it, and the first one was about honey and how, oh, these people are great, like, the consumption of honey is going up, but they also talk about how you're basically robbing from bees, and then they wonder why the bee colonies just disappear, and I'm like, it's because you're robbing from them. Duh. Like, if somebody was exploiting you and stealing half of your food, you know, every few weeks or every month or something, I think you would probably be like, hey guys, you want to pack up and leave and go start a new colony elsewhere? Fuck yeah, because we're not going to be exploited forever. So I think the bees are just getting smarter and fucking taking off instead of allowing themselves to be exploited. But anyways, that series, the Rotten series, there's a lot of stuff in there that, even being vegan, doing all this food research and everything that I have read, I still didn't even know. That's like shocking and even like stressing me out of like, what should I be eating? Everything comes down to, it's basically like fruits and vegetables are the safest things for you to eat, man. Fruits and vegetables. A raw vegan diet. And again, I'm trying to implement like that. Like I actually I try to call myself raw vegan, but I'm not fully raw vegan. I'm mostly raw vegan. I eat a lot of raw vegan stuff, but then I will also eat fried stuff, so I am like, I'm a mixture too, so I understand the aspect of being like, well, I want to eat a lot of vegan stuff, but I don't want to call myself vegan and this and that. I think watch some slaughterhouse videos, watch some stuff about the health of what you're actually eating and putting in your body. And the more you do it, the more you put more vegan stuff in your body, as you will see a lot of people who are doing Veganuary or who did other stuff throughout the other months of the year, who have tried it, always say, like, I feel a lot better, I felt a lot less sluggish, I felt better. Like, it's just ultimately a lot better for your body, your health, for your family, you know. And you don't have to call yourself vegan. I do it because I want to be a warrior for all the animals that are being exploited and everything. And I do need that label. I need that label so people understand how fucking serious I am about it. And I don't think everybody needs that label. But if you want to eat more of it, I appreciate it. I think it's wonderful. It's great. I just don't see reducetarian, flexitarians labels going to be sticking anytime soon. It's just the reducetarian, whatever. It's too hard to say. And I think that's my ultimate message is, as much as you can do within what's practical, do it. Just do it. And really, ultimately, we're not really supposed to worry about labels. Like, I have given myself some labels. It makes me comfortable. It helps me explain myself to people in a much quicker, shorter amount of time. They kind of get me a little bit quicker. As opposed to, if I was just like, hi, I'm Jera, and I don't tell you anything, or we are having a conversation and I don't say like, oh, I am this or I am this. Like, you have to know a lot more stories, and you have to hear me talk a lot. We have to have a lot more dialogue before you can ever really start to break me down a little bit of like get to know me. I mean, not break me down, but if that makes sense. So labels are there to help easily identify us, but they're not necessarily necessary. Just try to live your best life. Try to do your best to, you know, hurt as little people as possible in the world. You know, do your research. And then try to, you know, just keep making yourself a better person. And I'm not saying that you're making yourself better than anybody else. You're making yourself better than the previous version of yourself. That's what we're always striving for, is that when you look backwards, you're like, whoa. Not like, I really thought I was going to be more than that. You're always trying to look back and hope that the person behind you is looking up at you, inspired, and that sort of thing. So I guess that's my video on reducetarianism. I guess that's really all I have to say. I think it works. I don't think people are going to call themselves that. And I think anything you can do to help animals and help other people to see kind of what's going on too is important. I saw something that was like Starbucks just added oat milk to their menu because of so much vegan demand, and I'm like, fuck yeah! So that's awesome. And I think we don't really have a choice, honestly. If we want to continue to live on this planet, like, we're all gonna have to start caring about each other, about the world, about the animals a lot more, because technically what we've already done is irreversible in the regards to global warming. And even though it is reversible, we think that now. But the advances in technology are doubling every single 18 months. Every year and a half, everything doubles. So our knowledge of what we think is impossible now might not be true in the next 18 months. We may be able to change things. I believe, I have hope that there is a way for us to improve the planet instead of just that what we've done we have to live with. I think there is a way, and I think you taking action instead of just acting like it's all futile and there's nothing you can do is piss poor attitude, and I don't like it. Believe that you can do better, that we can all do better, that we can love each other more, that we can create a better life, that we can undo some of the crap that we've done to the environment because we didn't really understand, and we don't have to let corporations run this planet into the ground and destroy the entire humankind. Like, don't let corporations do that. Corporate greed, fuck that shit. Like, there's more of us than there is of them. We have the power. So let's use our fucking power. Okay, guys? Alright, like this video if you're badass. Put a comment below if you think, would you consider yourself a reducetarian, flexitarian? I guess that's what you could put in the comment section below. You know, if you're a badass. And last but not least, subscribe if you're a badass. I'm Jera, sky's the limit. Woo!